Thank you so much for joining today, the Miracle Recap, and special time for special celebration. It's called the Miracle Recap. And see, with all the activities that we do, it's great to discover that the purpose of it is not really to establish anything here or to accomplish anything here. No, just to see this for what it is and rejoice in the happiness that opens up when you open your consciousness, so you can basically give everything to God that you receive from God at the same time. So it's like the whole basis here is giving to God. And that's so lovely. Giving to God, because God only gives to you, and what do? You give to God. You do the same thing. It's not, there's no exchange. You give to God and you receive of God. It's one thing, it's the same thing. And it's happening in you, and it's happening right here, right now. You don't need anything for that. You don't need a future or better training. You don't need anything for that. That's taking place in this instant. All else that you might think is happening, or is a cause, or is an effect, or is a who knows what, is gone. It's gone. It's just here, this, now. Here, now. Thank God. Thank God. I love you, God. Thank God. I love you, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Unbelievable. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So all the practicing that we do in the Miracle Recap is just to come back to that. Come back to, oh no, there's nothing to be accomplished here. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, no, my thoughts don't mean anything. Oh my God, I forgot that. Oh yeah, I see only the past. Yes, of course, now I remember. Or there's no need for me to defend myself. Oh, I just did it. I just defended myself. No. This is the new way, you could say. The new way of you is to add your joy to all things. And does it matter how the things are looking? Does it matter where you do that? Does it matter how you do that? No, not at all. But the thing that's essential is that you do that. You add your joy to what's already there. Not as a human adding joy. That would be like being a clown and trying to make everyone laugh or something. It's like, no. No, just completely from your quiet recognition of the truth of you. It's like, my mind is part of God's. I'm very holy. God is the mind with which I think. I'm surrounded by the love of God. Adding my joy to that. Like, oh my God, I really thought I needed things. I really thought there was a lack, there was a limitation. I really thought that I needed to protect myself against something. I really thought there was a cause for fear somewhere out there. Or thinking that something out there needed to be changed. For just one moment I thought that. Completely forgetting. Lesson 50. Like, I'm surrounded by the love of God. God is the light in which I see. It has nothing to do with the reflections I'm getting. What I see is not there. It's past, it's gone. It's images. I made images and I believe that to be my reality. Not true. God is the light in which I see. What does that have to do with my eyes? Nothing at all. Not at all. Not at all. I was completely mistaken of where I find myself and what I'm doing here. I was completely mistaken about myself in thinking that I know what is going on or who I am. I was completely mistaken in that. So incredibly confused that I really thought I made it a world of sickness, pain, disease, disaster, and all this nothingness. So that's the joy that we add to reviewing the lessons. It's like, can you tell that this is in fact already over? That we look back at how this all came about, that this resurrection took place in us, that we are standing at the end of time looking back at what actually occurred. Can you imagine, can you feel that a little bit? It's like that's totally true. That's totally true. So now the only thing that the lessons support us in is realizing that that is true, that that is over. And that we can claim, for instance, grace. We cannot learn grace. We cannot learn love. We cannot learn joy. We cannot learn happiness. That would be ridiculous. Trying to learn that is what may, yeah, I don't know who's doing that. Nobody's doing that. Like it is fruitless. But claiming it as yours, oh yeah, it's like, yes, that's what I want. God's grace is given. I claim it. I cannot learn it. No, I can claim it. Now this is something that we see today in the lessons. But before we go any further, I prepared from this specific lesson, the grace lesson, 168 or 169, something like this. Prepared a meditation that I love to do with you right now. That's just very relaxing and assuring. And so add your joy to that in your recognition of the truth. See, and that's not a doing, it's a recognition. Now here, I just want to, because I'm already starting with it anyway, it's like the thing is not necessarily to compare, but it's like, here is not a doing connected to. Like the fact that I'm here with you here is not a doing from me to you. No, it is my recognition of what is true that I have to express, and you can recognize that too. But it's like there's no doing connected to it, just like there's no doing connected to the joy that you're adding. You're adding not your joy to things by your doing, but by your recognition. And like this can only be experienced, so that it's like you don't have to figure out how to do that. No, you will start to feel it. You will recognize it, and then suddenly you shift in it. This is the difference between learning of the world and the learning that takes place here is not really learning. It's like you train yourself to allow this transfer to occur to everything, like adding my joy to it by recognizing what my source is, who my source is, where I'm giving to. I'm only giving to myself because I'm literally not separate from anything. Now that's already like entering into a Christ vision, because Christ vision will not see differences or something out there that needs something. So this good doing that have been used to for centuries, that doing good is not what this is about. This is about a recognition that all of this is over and that you're home in heaven, and that you are deciding that you want to experience, that you are claiming as this is God's grace and it's mine. I'm entitled to miracles. Today I'm entitled to miracles. They will come to me because I'm entitled to it. I'm opening my mind. I'm not doing anything. I'm opening my mind. Basically getting my mind into a relaxed state in which I allow something else to occur. That's all. That's not a doing, it's a relaxation, like a not doing. Now this is how we enter into meditation too, because this is a very active way of meditating. It's not just sitting and waiting. No, it's an active releasing of thoughts that are interrupting, letting them be, like not doing anything with it. So there's a very active not doing at all. So that's really different. Your grace is given me. Your grace is given me. I claim it now. Your grace is given me, I claim it now. God speaks to us. Shall we not speak to him? He is not distant. He makes no attempt to hide from us. We try to hide from him and suffer from deception. He remains entirely accessible. He loves his Son. There's no certainty but this, yet this suffices. He will love his Son forever. When his mind remains asleep, he loves him still. And when his mind awakes, he loves him with a never-changing love. If you but knew the meaning of his love, hope and despair would be impossible, for hope would be forever satisfied, and despair of any kind unthinkable. His grace, his answer, is to all despair, for in it lies the remembrance of his love. Would he not gladly give the means by which his will is recognized? His grace is yours by your acknowledgement, and memory of him awakens in the mind that asks the means of him whereby its sleep is done. Thank you so much for joining in this silence. And so you're opening up for something to occur, for something to happen that isn't of your making, that is given you by you just making an attempt to go within. Now I'm saying this very explicitly. It's like making an attempt to go within. Because, so how are you doing with that? It's like, are you able to go within instead of being distracted by things outside or what you think is outside, by images that keep you busy or ideas that seem to be circling around in your mind? Like, it takes a moment for the mind to open up and relax and go within. See, then you already have dislodged from your doings of the things that you think you have to do. And this is essential. So why is that so important, to go within and to come to your silence, to your core, in fact? Well, it's like that is the place where you can be present. If you're, say, outwardly with your attention, you cannot really be present at all, because you're literally out there with your attention. Now, then all kinds of things seem to happen outside of you, whether that's close by or far away, that seems to be far away, or whether that is just sitting in your room, being occupied with your day, thinking, how am I going to start it? What am I going to do today? Oh, this and this and this I have to do. And there you go. Like, are you present here then? No, you're not. No, you're distracted. That's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not what I'm saying. But if you want to become present, you have to, in fact, allow yourself to go within, releasing the thoughts about your planning, your timeline, your business, so to speak, your daily business, daily affairs, your repetition of patterns that you're used to. You have to let go of that too, otherwise you cannot go within. You're still basically floating on the patterns that you're doing. Even though you sit in meditation pose, you have closed your eyes, but nothing seems to be happening because you're basically floating. Like you're not really entering into the present moment. You're still floating around in your practice, in your pattern of doing that. So you go through stages, going within. And going deeper and deeper within makes it possible for you to come, I call it the bottom of your heart, or like where in fact you allow your world fully to be collapsed, where you allow your world to fully fall apart in your experience of yourself, like in your withinness, not like in fact disengage from it or relinquish any kind of tie with it for just that moment of you going within into your inner sanctuary. That's a nice word to say that, but so the practice of it is then sinking deeper into that. Now here's the next thing, why it is so important. Like, how else but from the bottom of your heart will you be able to say facilitate or to engage in real prayer, in real communication with your Creator? If your say dedication to that is not total, nothing is going to happen, because then you have two things that you want to do at the same time, and that's literally impossible. You can only think one thing at a time. You can only be present in one thing at a time. Now, still going deeper into that, why is that so important to be so present? Why is that so important to, say, be totally committed to your godliness or your holiness, to enter into communication with your holiness? Why is that so important? That is so important because in fact there you can claim grace, and there you say, I am entitled to miracles. It's like as the only thing that you're entitled to. See, if you're entitled to miracles and entitled to and still are holding on to ideas of darkness or ideas of distraction or duality, like opposites, then it's not total, then it's not whole. And in fact, in this moment in which you allow yourself to sink on the bottom of your heart, you allow the moment to be whole. You allow something else to occur, and in that your decisions are total too. The power of your mind you apply, with a single purpose, with a total dedication, in all quiet, but totally dedicated. In total recognition that that's the only thing that you want. Grace is not learned. I told you that. It's like grace is not learned. That's interesting. It's also not part of the curriculum. That's so funny too. It's like it says in the course, well, that's not part of the curriculum. Just like love is not part of the curriculum. And you say like, well, these are the most important things. Like, yeah. But they're also not learnable. It's simply what you are. So it has to do with realization. It has to do with beingness, not with attainment. All right. If you but knew the meaning of his love, we just did this in the meditation too. If you but knew the meaning of his love, hope and despair would be impossible. For hope would be forever satisfied and literally dissolves existing, because there's nothing to hope for anymore. Everything is given. Despair of any kind is unthinkable. His grace is answer. His answer is to all despair, for in it lies remembrance of his love. Well, there you have it. Would he not gladly give the means by which his will is recognized? His grace is yours by your acknowledgement, and memory of him awakens in the mind that asks the means of him whereby its sleep is done. So, like, this is really the decision. Like, the memory of him awakens in the mind that asks the means of him whereby its sleep is done. It's like, this is your moment to awaken from the sleep. His grace is his answer to all despair, for in it lies remembrance of his love. And still we don't learn this. No, we ask for it. And would he not gladly give the means by which his will is recognized? Yes, of course. God loves his Son. Request him now to give the means by which this world will disappear, and vision first will come, with knowledge but an instant later. See, here's the vision and the knowledge. For in grace you see a light that covers all the world in love, and watch fear disappear from every face as hearts rise up and claim the light as theirs. What now remains that heaven be delayed an instant longer? What is still undone when your forgiveness rests on anything? Of course, here are some questions. God loves his Son. I'm drinking a sip of water. God loves his Son. Request him now to give the means by which his world will disappear, and vision first will come, with knowledge but an instant later. So you see the succession. It's like asking for this is literally inviting the miracle in, and the miracle is in fact bringing it to you that you are the dreamer of the dream, that you can literally give the miracle to your brother. You recognize that your brother and you are one. In that recognition, in fact, you disappear in invisibility, temporarily invisible. It's not that suddenly your image is gone. No, it is suddenly that you, in fact, enter into a light experience. So this light experience is a moment of communication. And how does that look? Well, it can look like this. It's like, yeah, here's the communication. Here's the communication. Do I need to do anything for that? No. Well, asking for it, giving it. I give that to my brother, because I want to recognize my brother as one with me. We're going to practice that later on too in the healing circle. But see, here's the miracle first. Christ's vision is, in fact, what I see with my eyes has nothing to do with my reality. Now there's a way of looking at all of this that where you don't need your eyes, but literally see in consciousness what is actually going on. Recognizing that you're one with your brother has nothing to do with your visuals, because there's a body, here's a body, and we try to communicate like this, and that's not going to work. So the recognition then that there's one of us, it's like only one can communicate. There's no two that can communicate. Literally, it would be the denial of communication. As a part of wholeness, communication is whole. So that's even reasonable. Now the next part is then, so you practice this, you do this, you invite the miracle in, you want to experience the joining of the communication of minds with your brother, recognizing that there is only one mind, just like you do right now. It's like, who is speaking to you? And does that have anything to do with me as a character, personality? No. No, the one that is speaking to you is you, yourself. Like in spirit, speaking to you, giving you, say, the possibility of a recognition that is yours. Now this has nothing to do with perception whatsoever. So it is Christ vision that shows you this. Now the next part is when you come into the practice of this, and this is basically how you rise up in joy, or how you give everything to your brothers, in fact allowing the light to come into your consciousness, and by having your consciousness open and not be distracted by any kind of ideas or any kind of things that you want to hold on to, or you want to, no, you're literally allowing this moment to be whole. In that experience, you come to, say, deeper and deeper going into it. You come into, say, the realm of knowing. This is also not part of the curriculum of A Course in Miracles. It will say that too. But you're going to be made revelation ready or knowledge ready. Because, in fact, beyond your practice, beyond your accomplishments here as a miracle worker, recognizing that, yes, the world disappears. I cannot believe it. Here is so much light. Like this, there's so much light. This world disappears. I'm entering into a whole new experience for myself, but it feels so familiar, and it's so right here. I'm totally in it. Now I take my brother with me. This is not just for me. I take my brother with me. No, it's all inclusive. Literally, if I have a grudge with someone, I'm not able to go there. I will not be in a light experience when I still hold on to a grievance I hold about my brother. So in other words, everyone is included. Everyone is included. Otherwise your mind will not open, because then it still holds on to one thing, and that's not going to work. So this is why forgiveness is so important. Forgiveness in the sense of, I let go of what I think about my brother. The grievance that I held against my brother is based on my ideas about something that's already over. Why would I hold on to that? So I allow this moment to be complete and whole and perfect. Now in that recognition, taking my brother with me, in the love that I feel for my brother, I recognize the love for God, because we share the same source. In the recognition of our shared source, we disappear into light, into the realm of knowing, into a recognition that has nothing to do with your previous concepts about yourself, or with any kind of relationship to a timeline or a future line, or who knows what occurs. Your story like completely dissolves into that. But you are totally present in that, completely, individually, subjectively experiencing yourself as a total part of it. So subjectively means you are the one experiencing that. It is not suddenly that you don't experience that yourself. No, you are essential in this, just like your brother. But you are essential to this. This is literally for you. This is given to you. This is the grace that is coming down for you, really for you. Because God loves his son. Like that is the occurrence taking place. God loves his son. He has nothing against you. He has nothing against any one of us. Like, no. The only judgment that he knows is this, is like, this is my beloved Son, in whom I'm well pleased. Now this well-pleasedness is overwhelming us in the experience that we're entering into, like literally opening up to. God loves me. So say that after me. God loves me. God loves me. Oh yeah, God loves you. So everything that is His, He loves to give to you. There's literally nothing stopping Him from doing that. There's no concern, no hesitation, no consideration, no analysis, no competition, no exchange. Well, did you give enough to God? Well, then if you give enough to God, now God will give something to you. No, 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 not at all. Not at all. So this is like the bright, perfect light in which you enter. Grace is given. Now here, it's up to you to receive that. Recognizing that you are like absolutely worth it. That you are completely entitled to it. That just like your brother, he's also completely entitled to it. Completely, you know, God loves him totally. God loves you totally. This is where this takes place. Now you can claim that. It is yours. So that's an acceptance or a recognition. Acceptance in the sense of allow that light literally to come into your mind. Let yourself be, the word would be like penetrated by that. Like let yourself be penetrated by this beautiful light that is given to you specifically for you because God loves His Son. Oneness is simply the idea God is. And in His being, He encompasses all things. Oneness is simply the idea God is. And God is everything. God is total. And in His being, He encompasses all things. No mind holds anything but Him. We say, God is. And then we cease to speak. For in that knowledge, words are meaningless. There are no lips to speak them, and no part of mind sufficiently distinct to feel that it is now aware of something not itself. It has united with its source, and like its source itself, it merely is. This is the being part. In His being, He encompasses all things. Now, there's nothing outside of that. It's complete, whole, and perfect. Like there's nothing outside of that. But this is source itself. It merely is. God is. So here are some expressions, grace-related expressions. Grace is an aspect of the love of God, which is most like the state prevailing in the unity of truth. Grace is the acceptance of the love of God within a world of seeming hate and fear. Grace is acceptance of the love of God within a world of seeming hate and fear. Grace is not learned. Grace is not the goal of this course. This course aspires to attain. Grace is an aspect of the love of God, which is most like the state prevailing in the unity of truth. Grace is the acceptance of the love of God within a world of seeming hate and fear. Grace is in experience. Grace is like in contrast with this world. In contrast in the sense of it has a totally different nature because it actually communicates. It is part of love. It's total inclusion of everything, but also total inclusion of all things, literally. But then it's like there's no action, no doing connected to it. No, this is you stepping back out of your concerns, out of your interactions, out of your doings, and resting in that. Resting in the certainty that that is the present beingness of you. Now that comes into your mind as an experience of grace. Like, and it fills all space. It fills everything. Like, in that moment that you experience it, there's literally no need. There's nothing that's not part of it. Now this is your, you could say, your possibility to give that, to demonstrate that, to come into experience of that, no matter what the situation looks like. Like, God is, and then we cease to speak. Like, it's a state of beingness that suddenly comes into your awareness as an expression of the love of God. God loves me. God loves you. You love God. Like, your love for God is so immense that literally the whole world disappears when you experience it. So that's, and it's in your brother's included into that, of course. He's one with you. So you can say, like, this is the healing logic of the 168, 69 lessons. This is the idea behind it. And now this idea is not just an idea. So this is an invitation to come into practice with it. Now this is lesson 168, 169. So you don't have to read with me. You can do it out loud for yourself to, yep, here's the thing. So I'll just like this. Nothing I see means anything. The reason this is so is that I see nothing, and nothing has no meaning. It is necessary that I recognize this, that I may learn to see. What I think I see now is taking the place of vision. I must let it go by realizing it has no meaning, so that vision may take its place. I've given what I see all the meaning it has for me. I have judged everything I look upon, and it is this and only this I see. This is not vision. It's merely an illusion of reality, because my judgments have been made quite apart from reality. I'm willing to recognize the lack of validity in my judgments, because I want to see. My judgments have hurt me, and I do not want to see according to them. I do not understand anything I see. How could I understand what I see when I have judged it amiss? What I see is the projection of my own errors of thought. I do not understand what I see because it is not understandable. There is no sense in trying to understand it, but there is every reason to let it go and make room for what can be seen, understood and loved. I can exchange what I see now for this merely by being willing to do so. Is not this a better choice than the one I made before? These thoughts do not mean anything. The thoughts of which I am aware do not mean anything, because I am trying to think without God. What I call my thoughts are not my real thoughts. My real thoughts are the thoughts I think with God. I'm not aware of them because I've made my thoughts to take their place. I'm willing to recognize that my thoughts do not mean anything and to let them go. I choose to have them be replaced by what they were intended to replace. My thoughts are meaningless, but all creation lies in the thoughts I think with God. I'm never upset for the reason I think. I'm never upset for the reason I think. Because I'm constantly trying to justify my thoughts. I'm constantly trying to make them true. I make all things my enemy so that my anger is justified and my attacks are warranted. I have not realized how much I've misused everything I see by assigning this role to it. I've done this to defend a thought system that has hurt me and that I no longer want. I'm willing to let it go. I am upset because I see what is not there. Reality is never frightening. It is impossible that it could upset me. Reality brings only perfect peace. Reality brings only perfect peace. When I am upset, it is always because I've replaced reality with illusions I made up. The illusions are upsetting because I've given them reality, and thus regard reality as an illusion. Nothing in God's creation is affected in any way by this confusion of mine. I'm always upset by nothing. I see only the past. As I look about, I condemn the world I look upon. I call this seeing. I hold the past against everyone and everything, making them my enemies. When I've forgiven myself and remembered who I am, I will bless everyone and everything I see. There will be no past and therefore no enemies, and I will look with love on all that I failed to see before. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see only my own thoughts, and my mind is preoccupied with the past. What then can I see as it is? Let me remember that I look on the past to prevent the present from dawning on my mind. Let me understand that I'm trying to use time against God. Let me learn to give the past away, realizing that in so doing, I'm giving up nothing. I see nothing as it is now. If I see nothing as it is now, it can truly be said that I see nothing. I can see only what is now. The choice is not whether to see the past or the present. The choice is merely to see or not. Whether to see or not. What I have chosen to see has cost me vision. Now I would choose again, that I may see. My thoughts do not mean anything. I have no private thoughts. Yet it is only private thoughts of which I am aware. What can these thoughts mean? They do not exist, and so they mean nothing. Yet my mind is part of creation and part of its creator. Would I not rather join the thinking of the universe than to obscure all that is really mine with my pitiful and meaningless private thoughts? Alright, so this was our miracle recap for today. We continue in a moment with the new Healing Heart Circle, and so I'm inviting you to join us there. It would be lovely. And otherwise I see you in the next episode of, for instance, the Miracle Recap. Thank you for everything, and bye for now.